All right, so Galit, tell us your full name, your age, and what movies you were in tonight.
My name is Galit Kalar Sharon, and I was in The Secret Ingredient, and I've been working with AFF since
forever, since we started. But you were also in the other one.
Yeah.
You were the sassy one in in the PS166 film.
what's that?
Inheritance. Thank you. Anya.
I'm Anya Moriarty. I'm 11. I was in The Inheritance.
Inheritance.
Yes. Yes,
You were.
I'm Isabella Diaza. I'm 11 years old, and I was also in The Inheritance.
My name is Tyron Keenan, and I was in The Inheritance.
I'm Amanda Alvarez. I'm 11 years old, and I was also in The Inheritance.
My name is Katie Starwood, and I was in The Inheritance.
Andrew.
Hi, I'm Andrew, and I was in The Boat and the Boat, and I'm 9 years old.
Which was your film, right? Your individual film.
The Boat and the Boat.
Yes.
I'm Grayson Goldman Benting. I was in The Secret Ingredient. I am 10, a little bit 11.
I love a little bit 11.
I'm Finn/Phineas Redcliffe Redding, and now I'm 11 years old, and I was in Inheritance.
Awesome. So, if you want to tell people a little bit about how the idea for Inheritance came about, those of you who are in it, like Finn, or who wants to start? Isabella, you want to go?
Okay, so first we just started throwing out random ideas. I did end up throwing out the idea of cheese and rats, which is how I did get this is how I got the role of the mouse. So we started throwing out a bunch of ideas. Yeah, cheese land. Yeah, a bunch of people said different things. If they want to share what they said, people want to say. I don't remember.
Go ahead, Katie. What was your memory of this?
So, yeah, like Isabella said, that we were just throwing out random ideas, and I threw out the idea for like the video game. I mean, not the video game itself, but like the ideas for the video game. Apart from the rats, that was all Isabella. And I got to Coral of the Fairy, so and also it was really fun working with everyone because even though it was through Zoom, once the filming started, it was really fun because we actually never been in like a movie before, so.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard. It's very different in Zoom, but I think it came together at the end. Like, because you figure we shot it in little bits and pieces. Was it weird to see it kind of as one full thing, since you kind of just did like here and there, like
Yeah. Because the Socrates, the part in Socrates, like in the park, that part, no one actually like knew that no one actually knew that they were just saying the lines and leaving spaces for you to insert the stuff. There was not actually anyone knowing
Yeah,
what
because it was actually a Greek holiday, so Theodosia couldn't be there.
Yeah.
So we made her do her part in Zoom, and then we were just, I think, actually you were feeding the lines, weren't you, Melissa? Yeah. So yeah, and it was, but that's how movie making goes, right? Even famous actors, like they shoot little bits, and then they're surprised when they see the end result. Yes?
Yeah, I think there was a lot of trial and error, and it was like, in the end, we kind of decided on something before, and all of our brainstorming ideas kind of like came together, even though the original movie was not anything like the actual end movie. We kind of like took all of the parts that we brainstormed that were not in the first movie and put them into the first movie, and all of the parts that were in the first movie we took out.
Yeah.
So it was a very interesting movie.
It was.
Yeah, I mean, I think there was at some point, so there was definitely the dead parents, right? That was a thing.
Around the time of the name switch was terrible. When we switched the names of the
God, yeah.
children.
So at some point, Jaden didn't show up for the shoot, so then Tyrone became one of the kids, and then everybody kept saying Jaden. That's why you're like an individual.
Because I had a line where
Also, you being mean is basically you laughing after you say your lines, so that was always fun. So, Andrew, do you want to talk about how did you go through your process? Like, how did you come up with the idea for the film, and what was it like to film it?
So, my dad, well, I came up with the idea for a movie in a park. And so I told my dad that I wanted to do a movie. And he said, what kind of movie?
Watch out, just push that back. Yeah, it'll come. Yeah, sorry. The wind. Sorry, honey.
And so we both wrote the script, and then we also filmed it. And so, yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. So you wrote the script together and then you filmed it?
Yeah.
How long did it take you to film? Like how many hours or
2
days?
or 3 years, maybe.
Oh my God.
Because we stopped in the middle a little bit, like during the script part, we stopped.
Yeah,
So then,
yeah.
and then like maybe 1 year later we started again.
I would say if you started filming and then 2 or 3 years later, you would have like been a totally different human. Like you would have grown so much. But yeah, that happens. I know, but there are filmmakers in the festival who like started writing something, on their desktop at work, and then didn't look at it again for 5-6 years. And when they finally go back to it, they make a really beautiful movie. So it was worth the 2-3 year wait.
Is that what's happening with Beetlejuice 2? My all-time favorite movie. Tim Burton is taking too long in it. My favorite director is making me wait.
So Galit's going to
like
be a
the
director,
stunts
and Tim
in,
Burton's her idol,
Truman
if
Show.
you haven't figured that out. Grayson, what do you think? How did things come out for you?
I think basically we were talking about food a lot. And at the time when we were thinking about how we had like these nightmares, I was obsessed with cats a lot.
Yeah.
Like I was constantly talking about my cat. For some of us it was kind of hard to do it because we didn't have the materials to actually like do them.
Yeah, actually, the cat hands is me.
I don't have the cat.
Because he didn't have cat hands. I was like, I'm telling my husband, like, zoom in, like, you can't see my arms. It's not going to blend.
But like, it's really strange because for some reason we chose to make oatmeal poisonous to give you nightmares.
What was the secret ingredient that gave you nightmares? Not the cookie itself. So that the whole idea was that Penelope was starting to teach a class, and then this was all the nightmares was her nightmare, that her cooking class would give the kids nightmares.
Yeah.
But it was because it was in the middle of COVID lockdown, and everybody kept talking about their nightmares. So, but my favorite nightmare, Miss Galit, is it was so specific.
Yeah.
It was so very
I was in
specific.
the secret ingredient, and my nightmare was the one with the devil and the green lady. So basically, my nightmare was that I wake up in another bed, and the devil is calling me, and then he takes me up into the clouds, and we have a tea party with the green nature lady dancing, and then he falls through the cloud from his horrible dancing because God doesn't want him to horrible dance. Learn how to dance. The devil was my father, and my mom was the green lady.
And they were very good sports to participate.
And I've been in a lot of other films, like My Magic Valentine, Porta Potty, and Don't Run with Scissors, which was my favorite.
You are our star filmmaker. So, what would you do it again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember what the
I'm not
secret
stopping.
ingredient was though. Like I know it was poison to give you nightmares. I don't remember what it actually was.
It was, well, we had people basically get a bottle of vanilla.
Oh yeah.
Because we didn't have,
I love the smell of it for some reason. I would take
and
the
hence
bottle
why it
and
works so
sniff
well.
it. I don't know why. It just smells so good. Maybe that's why I like it.
Poisonous vanilla extract.
It gives you nightmares. So dangerous.
So what was your favorite part of it? I know in Zoom it's super different. Like if we were in person, it would be really very different. What, honey?
I think for the inheritance part, I wasn't in the scene, but I liked the part outside because it was a change from Zoom.
Yeah. Anything that just changed from Zoom is nice.
There was a lot of takes.
It was, yeah.
I remember
Tell us, Katie, tell us.
There was a lot of takes.
It's 37 takes exactly from all angles, and then sometimes actors are allowed to alter the line, and then we have to redo the takes, and we have to figure out how to make it flexible for everyone, and then have to run around in Socrates like a wolf and scratch.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
Hurting my nails.
Also, Isabella, you and Nora, that you were trying to stump me, weren't you? Because I was like, just give me your ideas and I'll make it into a film. And they were like, rats and cheese. And I was like, okay, fine.
I was saying it as a joke.
I know you were.
But you would like animate the like rats eating cheese or something. But I was honestly pretty surprised when I ended up getting a role as a. I was pretty happy.
I didn't exactly know what was gonna happen with all of the ideas because they all were pretty crazy. But I think you did a good job finding a way to put them together because it was a really weird film.
It was a complicated film.
It was very interesting because when we first got onto the Zoom call, on one of our first Zoom calls when we first started brainstorming the ideas, all I kept constantly hearing was, how about the parents are dead? How about there are mice in it? How about the way they get their inheritance is through a video game?
Oh, by the way, what video game was that?
I don't know. Finn sent it to me.
I know that was not me.
I thought it was like Brave. Like I thought it was.
Oh yeah, wasn't the name of the game Brave?
Yeah.
I know. Theoretically, but somebody sent me that video. I thought
Maybe
it was
that was Jaden.
Oh, it might have been.
I think probably Jaden. Uncharted. I think it's
Somebody sent me the video.
Uncharted. I thought it was Uncharted.
I thought it was Finn, so I was honestly wrong.
I think it was Jada.
Maybe, yeah.
probably Jaden.
He seems like the kind of person who would do that.
Yeah, he does.
I remember when we first started, like one of our first Zoom meetings, we started brainstorming ideas. Theodosia did suggest something about like the plague, around plague times, and then Jaden suggested like all the siblings start going missing. Oh yeah.
I think we actually.
Oh yeah.
Wait, no, that was me and Jane.
Yeah, no, both of them.
We actually started doing that. I think. We actually started rehearsing.
And then we deleted.
Yeah,
I know he started working on that.
Yeah, it was like a fairy tale.
Yeah, but we never got it done.
But like, there's a princess and then the two evil brothers, like,
Yeah.
kill her or something. I don't know.
And then we were going to do that, but like it never actually happened.
Well, but I think because you guys didn't want to be evil brothers. Like, you wanted to not, I was trying to make it as fair as possible. Like, yes, you may be at odds, but like no one's good and evil. Like, so I didn't want to pin anybody as evil.
No.
What, honey?
Like when I tried to do my part in the secret ingredient, my computer automatically did something where like even though I'd be speaking like yelling, it would just raise the volume down like 70%.
Yeah, we definitely had a lot of computer issues.
It's behind the Zoom all over again.
Yeah, like the volume. Like I was speaking so high because everyone kept telling me to speak high. It wasn't. It was the computer who kept bringing it down like so much.
There were definitely computer issues. But remember, we were going to do the whole Socrates thing in Zoom, but then nobody could get the backdrop working. Yeah. So that's how we ended
I
up.
remember. Oh yeah, I did the lawyer scene. I was in my house. I was in my North Carolina at my grandparents' house.
It looked very lawyerly, though.
Yeah, I really did.
I thought you could have like argued the Stokes trial.
I remember when we were planning on doing like the backdrop with the forest. I started panicking a little because I didn't know what I was gonna do. So what I did was I got a bunch of index cards and I started taping them onto my wall.
So you were creating your own forest backdrop?
My sister was actually helping me. We were taping the index cards on the wall and we didn't have enough, so I started panicking. We logged onto the Zoom and then we finally figured out that we would film it outside.
All that work for nothing.
You know?
I know.
I remember exactly.
It's like my sister
environment.
I think cereal.
Let Amanda go. Let Amanda go.
I think what happened was we were all going about how green screens. Maybe we could use a green screen, and people started looking for green things in their home, and it started to become a scavenger.
I actually thought about coloring something.
Yeah, and then Jaden, he took this bin and he puts it in front of him and he goes, "Can you see me?"
That's what Jaden did. I thought it was a binder perspective.
Yeah, they came up with very interesting alternatives to the for green screen option. But I think it worked out well in Socrates. We were just a little nervous at the time of going, you know, in being in person. But it worked out.
And like the secret ingredient, all the kids had to reuse everything, so we couldn't like actually pour more like oats in.
They had to like pretend pour because we did so many takes that, you know, they would have gone through like 3 boxes
It
of
would
cereal.
be actual food, and we didn't want to like waste that much food because like leftovers. Okay, sure. You can throw those out sometimes if they're not like pizza slices. But if it's like 5 things of cereal, you have to eat that. I did not finish it for a month.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in person, the takes seem like they take forever. It's even worse than when you're online. So, but it is also more fun because we have the kids actually run the cameras, run the lights, run the mics.
But we did actually get to eat what we made.
That's
We
true.
actually did make Rice Krispies.
And there was no poison in it, so that's good. It wasn't actual poison.
It was delicious.
This feels like a Comic Con.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, the filmmakers do this too, right? Basically, all weekend we'll show the filmmakers' films, and then they come up at the end and talk about their films and the process and kind of the ideas, how they came to them, what they did. So it's very similar to what they'll do. But yes, it is like a Comic-Con. I like that analogy. Well, I want to thank you all so much because I had a ton of fun with you, and I hope you keep in touch with the festival and come back, do more. We'd love to have you again. So thank you, everybody.